And we are back. That's wicked.
So yeah, we were
Yes.
talking about learning from screw ups.
Yes. I think it's the only way. And that's kind of why when Lydia and I were talking, we talked about the union for some reason quite a bit. I don't know why that was on my mind, but I just know that she's very knowledgeable.
Yeah.
I think you're too supervised in a situation like that to fuck up enormous. Does that
Yeah.
make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably too many irons in the fire to really pinpoint who fucked up anyways. It could be multiple people at,
Yeah.
or different, a lot
I
of
don't know
things that
though. I
cause
feel
a
like the
problem.
union they just take their time and do good work. I mean, I don't know. There's not a
Mhm.
union around me, but
Yeah.
from my viewpoint of it, like it just seems like those guys like don't get in a hurry.
Mhm.
There's no rush for
No.
sure.
So the way that I understood it was when the union quotes a job, there's X amount of time, right? And then they break that time down into checkpoints. And then you do not go over your checkpoint because the union needs every day to pay the guy to go to, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
like if it's a 5 month job, they need all 5 months of it because they got guys that need work.
Yeah.
So if you go in and you smash it all out in half the time, well, you just fucked everybody, right? Because
Yeah.
they can't just pay you not to go. Then you'd have
Right.
guys lined up for that or whatever. But
Yeah.
yeah, I'm always torn because I know it's done a lot of good for some people.
Hmm.
And I know you like Christy is union, and she
Yeah.
seems to fucking know what's going on, right? Like
Yeah.
it's not like you don't
Yeah.
get the right teaching. I feel things like perfection and speed and not fucking up and enormously all come from like doing things on your own pressure,
Yeah. Yeah.
enormous fuck ups. Yeah, I don't know. I keep asking people that because I'm like, I'm not sure. When
Yeah. I've
people ask me,
never I've never done union. I know my father was in the union, but and I know some guys who retired from the union. But for me, even on commercial jobs where it's really congested, I've never enjoyed that kind of atmosphere.
mhm.
I've always just it's like you just anxious. There's just so much going on and nothing's getting done. But again, that's these guys they're just riding the job out for the amount of time that it's supposed to take. Like you said, if they finish it too fast, now they
Well,
have nothing to do. But I don't know. I guess when you do houses, the name of the game is get in,
speed.
get it done. Yeah,
That's
good
what
quality
I
and
enjoy about residential. Nobody's in
yeah,
there.
same.
You're in there by yourself. Nobody's bothering you.
Yeah, same. I love it. I love
Mhm.
working alone,
Mhm.
being in a house, even where like one guy, and you know what your job is.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
just turn the radio on and go for it.
That's Wes and I work together, but we don't even talk like most of the day. Like
Yeah,
we both know what to do. We've got our system down. We
yeah.
yeah,
got
You have lunch together or whatever, and
yeah, yeah,
yeah.
might check on each other every once in a while, but no, we don't.
yeah. That's how my uncle and I are. We have it's the exact same way. We just once the tape's on, we each have a role, and
Mhm.
you do your thing. If you finish for him, you help him finish up, or vice versa.
Yeah.
It's just and then when you hit that mark at the end of the day, go home. Yeah,
Yep.
that's why I like the house is you show up and it's like I have to get this done. Once that's done, I can go home because
Yep.
everything's wet. You can't do anything else, and it's just that's the incentive I like because you're gonna make the same money either way, right? If it's piece rate, why
Mhm.
not try to get it done quicker? If you're not making a mess and not putting up good work, but that's the fun part to me is just like making the most of your time and then getting some of your day back
Yeah.
potentially. That's
There's
the
a
nice
big
part about it.
there's a big difference between being fast and rushing,
Absolutely, yeah. It's more about being
right?
smooth and like
Hmm.
conscious of what you're doing. I don't think speed is necessarily a good thing if you haven't got a good
No,
system.
you just eventually you get into a state of flow, like where you just
Yeah,
start pushing that box. You aren't even thinking about it. Like
yeah, absolutely.
go off of a feeling, like you can feel that blade dragging against the wall. You know what feels good, you know what feels bad, and like
Hmm.
Yeah,
you don't even got to look back at it at some point. Like
right.
you can basically hear it. Like you tune in all of your abilities to be able to run that box. It's
Yeah,
more than
absolutely.
just putting it on the wall and pushing it.
Yeah, you can just feel it.
Hmm.
It's working. Yeah. That's I like that. You go into a house ready to code out. You just roll through it.
Mm-hmm.
It just looks nice when you leave.
I get so jealous about that with taping because like I'm there with my framing, right? Like I could do it with my fucking eyes closed.
Yeah.
But to be able to run those tools that way would be epic. Like I would just love that.
Oh, you
Just-
get to a point where you're just in the zone so much you walk right off of a baker scaffolding.
Yeah.
You don't even realize
Okay,
it.
so I want to get there just below that. Yeah.
Ugh,
I
I've
can't
never walked
fucking
off
believe you
stage
did
and
that.
man, I walked off those little platforms, the little like 8-10 inch high ones.
Mhm.
Just turn and step. That's just like a Hulk stomp, though. That's not like falling
Yeah.
off staging.
Yeah, you feel like you're gonna die, and then you touch the next level. You're like, okay.
yeah, pretty much.
Or when there's like
Yeah.
3/4 inch ply on the ground or some shit, and then you
Oh,
fucking like it's
Your
just
heel drops off the
this
back
much
of it.
isn't there. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, I'm such a
Oh.
fucking pussy. It's almost
Oh.
unbelievable when it comes to
was-
heights because my
Yeah.
body's like, don't kill yourself.
Wow, it's like fight or flight. Like even I was on my stilts the other day. They're not huge, but they're tall enough I can reach 10-foot lids. And I was taping. I had the bazooka in my hand, and you have to like really duck down to get underneath the doorways. And when I walked through, I clipped my left foot on the doorway, and it like hit and then flew in and hit my right foot, and they locked together. And I just luckily was holding the doorway when it happened and just caught myself.
Like
But
a
if I
cat.
had if I had stepped through the doorway, I'd have just been going straight down with the bazooka in my hand. Would have just ate it. Probably would have broke my wrist, smashed the bazooka all to hell.
I went down one time on my like that height stilt, my 10-foot
Yeah.
stilt. I was out in the garage and I was spotting screws, the most simplest thing you could be doing.
Yeah.
Contractor had a garbage can and I didn't move it out of the center of the room, and I was just
Oh.
going along spotting screws, tripped up over that garbage can, and I threw my pan through my knife and tried to catch myself, dude. And I jammed my wrist up so bad that I had to lay there for 10 minutes with my legs strapped into my stilts. Like I was working by myself that day.
Yeah.
God.
Finally, like 10 minutes later, I got feeling back in my hands and was able to unstrap my stilts. But no, that was scary.
Oh, that's just
It was on a Saturday too. Like I'm out there on a Saturday working all by myself.
even worse.
Yeah, dude.
Oh.
You've now broken both your wrists. You can't
Yeah.
fucking
Not
call
broken.
anyone. You
I
can't
did.
drive.
I left. I drove myself to the hospital, got
Your
X-ray.
elbows.
Yeah, right. My fingertips.
Did you get the foosh? Did they tell you if you had a foosh? You ever heard that?
No.
Fall on outstretched hand.
Oh,
My wife's a PTA. I had not like that, but I had fallen off the back of one of my stands. I actually had stepped down, and while apparently I didn't notice the skill saw underneath my foot, and when I stepped down, I rolled my ankle and I just braced myself and
Ooh.
thought I broke it, but I guess that's a really common break. They call it a foosh because if you fall and you brace yourself, it's like these little bones in your wrist, and it's
Yeah.
it's the most common break, I guess. Yeah, foosh. There you go. That's my
Whoosh.
useless knowledge.
I learned
For
something
today.
today. Yeah.
Fucking foosh 'em ups. All right. That's exciting shit. You guys ingesting books at all? You guys reading at all?
Little audiobooks.
Audiobooks? Yeah.
Yeah.
I just read the Line Tracker's Guide to Life. It was really good. Nick sent me a podcast. It was Boyardi. Hold on, let me grab it here. Boyd Vardy, right here. Can you-
Okay.
Oh yeah.
I'll share you guys the link to the podcast. It was really interesting. I listened to the podcast and it got me interested in the book. It's I don't know. I read it in a few weeks, and I don't read very fast or often.
Yeah, same.
so
Yeah.
not
I've never been a big reader.
So
The
No,
audiobooks has been a nice thing for me. I was never a huge reader. I was, like
Sure.
what we do every day. You're always listening to something, so the audiobooks were really convenient.
They're fucking game changer, man.
They are.
I was never ingesting books my whole life until the audiobooks.
Yeah, Audible's
that-
been amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's cheap.
Yeah. I get a credit a month for $13 or whatever the
Yeah.
fuck it is. And then
Yeah.
typically I'll get 3 every once in a while, like that little bundle.
Yep.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, I bought one. I haven't read it yet. I think it's called the Good Gut. I have I don't think I ever told you that, Sean. I had a bad stomach issue like 7 years ago. I had a bowel resection. I had diverticulitis,
Okay.
and it basically stemmed from like poor diet as a kid, like growing low income home, just processed foods, shit like that, and then
Yeah.
partying in my 20s, being like unhealthy,
Yeah.
had an issue, and then it just all snowballed, and had to have 8 inches of my colon removed and a little section of my small intestines removed. That was basically a catheter poked through, and they had to just repair it. But the colon thing was the issue. So figuring out my stomach has been the last 6 years, figuring that out, what, diet wise, what I can handle and what I can't. It was basically just getting my gut bacteria back, which is a
Okay.
really long process after being like opened up and being on antibiotics for so long. But
Well, because I would assume they've got to fucking clean that area, right? That would destroy all the
yeah,
bacteria
well,
in
and I
there.
mean, hardcore antibiotics, and it
Yeah.
was like to the point like you go pee and you can smell medicine. It was so bad. It was brutal. I spent a
That's
couple months in the
intense.
hospital.
Yeah.
It was rough. Thank God I had my wife to take care of me, but yeah, just stuff like that's always like since I got sick, that's been more interesting to me, just learning about how your gut can like affect your entire body. Hormones, your immune system is a big part of your gut bacteria, stress, anything like that, makes you kind of
That's what's
stop and
always steered me away from drinking, because when you're ingesting alcohol, you're killing all of that bacteria in
yeah,
your
absolutely. Oh, and it's so bad for inflammation, because that's the main problem is inflammation, like with what I have, diverticulosis, and I'm not even really supposed to drink, but I always still did. And I know better, but it's like one of those things. It's just like the social lubricant, it's nice
Oh,
to you
totally.
work your butt off. You want to come home and have a beer. And, but that's like, yeah, absolutely. Anything like that, like you said, it just kills that bacteria every time you drink. So you should always be doing something to try and replenish it, but it's hard, and most people don't even know that
No,
the
that's
It
stuff they're
is.
putting in their body just kills, the good stuff.
I've
It's
been adding some mushroom powder that's like pre and probiotics
Yeah.
to my protein.
nice.
I've
Help build
been
healthy gut.
going hard on the fermented stuff lately, and that has been like the biggest game changer, immediate difference.
Mm.
And we'll probably continue to do that for a long time.
Now, what is it? Fermented?
Yeah, anything fermented like kimchi, sauerkraut, miso. I'm not a miso fan, but kombucha, anything like, and you can ferment anything really. It's basically pickling with sugar. It's just the sugar, and it helps it, creates fermentation, which creates the bacteria.
Yeah,
But
it's a live bacteria culture,
yeah,
basically.
yeah. Or
Yeah.
you can do yogurt, like Greek yogurt, no, nothing in it,
Yeah.
a little
Have you done
fruit, but
have you done any of the detoxing, like the apple cider vinegar detox or anything like
No, I
that?
never have, honestly. I always considered it, but like
My
I just
brother
didn't
and I
know.
used to do it like once a month, dude, and I would start sweating out that vinegar in the summer. It was
Oh, really?
like it was bad. Like you didn't look. We would do it once a month, like I said, for a week, and
Oh,
you did not look forward to detox week.
oh, did it feel
Especially
good
the first few
afterwards?
days. It would wreck your guts the first couple
Oh,
days.
I
I
bet.
bet.
Oh,
But
Yeah.
man.
no, it's good for you. It's good to, healthy reset. I should probably get
Absolutely.
back into it. There was another product we were doing for a little while. We got away from the apple cider vinegar. I can't remember what it is now. But yeah, it's probably good to detox at least once a month, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we ingest a lot of bad crap.
Oh,
At
for
least I
sure.
have in my life,
Totally.
and could
If you
definitely use one.
if you put it in the back of your mind that we're like thousands of years old as like a mechanism,
Yeah.
we're not fucking running on the same shit, right? So
No.
yeah, I think about that sometimes. Like I did paleo for a bit, but I don't think I ever quit drinking,
Yeah.
right? So that never would have fucking kicked in. That's
Yeah.
funny. Yeah, man, that gut, it's attached to everything.
Oh, man, it's when you have stomach problems, it really makes you appreciate it when you don't have stomach problems. It
Uh,
took me so long to feel normal again after that happened.
And the hard part was, and I had a specialist that I was seeing, and she could not tell me why it happened,
Mhm.
what to eat. Like, she's like, "I will give you, like, eat a lot of fiber," which she was right about. That's probably one thing most people don't get enough of is fiber. And because who the fuck wants to eat fucking broccoli every day and oatmeal, unless you like it, which I do. I don't mind it at
Mhm.
all.
Yeah, I love
But
broccoli. Yeah.
I do too. I eat broccoli almost every day, literally, and a little sauerkraut with my steak,
Mhm.
But some days I'm smoked and we're gonna have pizza for dinner, because I got a family and they're hungry, and
Yeah.
still gonna eat,
Yeah,
but
and
just
it's dinner
keeping
time,
it
and
to a
I'm not
minimum.
cooking. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the cook at our house. I've always enjoyed cooking, and but some days I just don't have it in
Some
me.
nights it's pizza night.
Oh, totally.
Yeah, buddy. We got a McDonald's right up the road, which is not good.
Yeah, them spicy nuggets yet? Do you have that down there?
I don't know, actually. That sounds pretty good though.
They're fucking bomb. Yeah, they got like a little ranch dip with them.
Oh shit.
I've had
I
to
have
convince myself that they're not very good, so I'll stop going.
I had the spicy foods thing was like huge for me before I got sick.
Mhm.
And literally the night before it all happened, I ate a whole little jar of like little pepperoncinis, little
Oh,
pickled peppers.
bro.
I just
Okay.
like was like drunk, literally like eating them at my counter while I was making dinner, and like thought about it after it all happened. Sarah's like, my wife, she's like, that's probably what caused it. I'm like, yeah, probably didn't help. All that,
You're like,
spice and vinegar.
we'll never know, actually.
We'll never know. We'll never know.
I take Nexium for my stomach. I like, so this stuff is so amazing that it makes me feel like I don't have anything wrong. But then if I go a couple of days without it, I'm like rotten, painful stomach.
Really?
I haven't looked into it.
What does Nexium do, or what is it?
So it's
I've heard of it.
I think it's called GERD. That's how this all started.
Oh, yeah.
Because I've got sleep apnea real bad.
Oh, yeah.
So you were getting like stomach bile and shit up your neck.
Oh, up into your throat. Yeah.
Sometimes you aspirate it, and you wake up coughing your fucking brains out.
That's gotta be rough.
lava chest.
Yeah.
So I was on Prevacid for that, and then it was a pain in the ass. It was super expensive, and they moved me over to Nexium, and it fucking cleaned up. It's like it walked into my stomach, was like, hey, all this shit, we're done with all this shit. And I could start eating spicy food again. It's and I never have any problems with any stomach stuff until I'm off of it.
Yeah.
And it's just like fucking hesitant to see what it is a little bit,
My wife has GERD, but she takes omeprazole, but she doesn't get like heartburn. She just gets like nausea from it.
Oh, okay.
Which is I thought was strange. I figured she just have like full blown heartburn, but she's never had that burn. She's just like an upset stomach she gets.
Yeah.
But same thing if she sticks to her omeprazole, no issues at all. One little pill every day. But I try not to even take any medication if I can, because I'm so scared that my stomach will just not like it. Even ibuprofen or Tylenol, I try not to take that stuff just because I don't want that chance of it upsetting my stomach. I just try to be way more aware of that now, especially as I'm not even old, I'm 32, but
I was gonna say,
I'm not getting any younger.
So Cam, just take some notes here. In 10 years.
That's I'm listening to you guys talk about your medications.
Right? He's just like, if these guys start talking about
you look way healthier than I do, so I think
hypertension socks or some fucking thing, I'm getting out of here, he says.
High compression socks.
High compression socks. That is what I wanted to say.
Let me get me some Velcro shoes next.
Don't make fun of me.
Sorry. You guys both have a pair of New Balance.
Right, yeah. We're getting there, man.
I got New Balance. New Balance is from Maine, buddy. Gotta represent.
I actually got a really good question today. This guy's been back and forthing with me since he was just hand taping. And a predator came across his like I don't know, Kijiji or whatever he's using for $1,000. It looks brand new. It looks like the guy took it out of the box, realized it doesn't tape the wall by itself, and he's selling it, kind of deal.
Yeah.
And he runs 3,000 to 4,000 board foot basements, and he's wondering if it's time to go from the tube to the predator. My knee-jerk reaction was to tell him the predator's faster, so you're not going to get any more done because it's a finite area, but you'd be done earlier in the day.
Yeah, you'd be done earlier in the day. Yeah, yeah. I would say if he's looking to do that, maybe go bigger down the road. Absolutely.
Get real good
But
at it. And
yeah, but he may lose time initially just learning it. That's gonna be the
Mhm.
hard part. But he's also gonna have to buy a pump. Does it
I'd
come with a pump?
Well, yeah, you're right there. I was
Yeah, I
gonna
don't know.
say I'd buy it.
I told him to buy it anyways. Fucking resell it.
So,
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
I've got both
Yeah.
of them. Yeah, you're right there.
Mhm.
But no, I never hesitate to pick up the bazooka for fucking 10 sheet job, you know?
Yeah,
Mhm.
I would pick it up for a closet, literally.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it's just stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel the same way. The only thing
Yeah.
that I did tell him was like, now that you're going to tape out a basement super quickly, he's running an angle box, a throttle box. Like he's got all the tools now.
Oh
But
yeah.
like if you're done in 2 or 3 hours every day, are you now wasting your time with the
Right.
smaller sites? Like you gotta, so maybe it
Yeah.
is a jump thing. It's like a forced jump thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. You just
Um,
got to manage it, right? I mean,
Yeah.
you're still going to be making the same amount of money. You're just going to be getting it done in less time.
Right. Wow,
Yeah.
like frees up more
Now-
time to do another job too, you know.
Exactly. Now you tape
Yeah.
that one out 2 hours in the morning, go to another job, tape it out that
Right.
evening.
Doubling
Right.
your money.
Put a guy on one job to coat it out and go coat the other one out. That's,
Right.
You
Right.
know?
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah,
Uh,
that's fantastic answers. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I would definitely say get it then. Yeah, absolutely. Even
Mhm.
if he's gonna pick a pump up, I mean, for $1,000, I mean, if it's brand new, I
Well,
wouldn't hesitate.
Yeah, and you can get whatever pump, whatever the cheapest fucking pump is that day.
Right. Yeah,
get it.
absolutely.
mhm.
Yeah, see, mint. Good. Happy I didn't fucking send him down the wrong road.
Now I'll get a banjo, bud.
You know what? I follow this fucking French guy, and he does all this great content, and a lot of his shit is with that banjo and a pair of scissors, and then it's done. And he's marching around the rooms. He's pretty quick.
Yeah.
You
The
know what I
guys that are
mean?
good with banjos are really good with them.
Holy fuck.
I
Wear your shoulder out.
Oh yeah. Oh,
yeah.
because it's heavy and you're up here
One
with
jaw,
it.
yeah, and
Yeah.
you're up above your head.
Yeah, I was
No.
taught the guy that taught me how to use one. He taught me. He's like you start and then you drop your arm and then come up with it. He's like don't try to pull it. He's like just hold it and drop your arm and it will
Great
just
tip, yeah.
yeah. And I never would have thought because if you try to pull, you'll just end up tearing the tape usually.
Yeah.
He's like it made sense because
Or you get blisters. Like that was the problem I always
yeah
had with banjo.
yeah
Which
absolutely
Just bought it. He threw it in my hands, was like, learn how to use it. And I'm like, all right, give me this
Yeah.
thing. Ran it for a day and I'm like, this thing sucks. Like I've got mud all over me. I'm working twice as hard. We're not getting anything done. Let's go back to hand taping.
yeah
Yeah.
seriously. That was
That-
I think that was more frustrating than the bazooka, honestly.
I'm with
Yeah.
you. Yeah.
We had we bought a Delco Zunder, I think that's what it's called. Used it one job. Literally, my uncle picked it up, didn't latch it, and it dumped the whole thing of mud right down his chest onto his pants. And he skipped it across the room, and that was the last time we touched it. And we went back to dry taping till we bought the bazooka. But it was just like it was like the same thing. It's like you see guys use it, you're like, oh yeah, that looks easy. And then it's still you just have no idea what you're doing with it at first. And it was so frustrating. We just immediately nixed it.
The learning curve with any drywall tool is like, I mean, people walk in, they're like, oh, that looks so easy. It's like, here, you take
Yeah.
it.
Try
Yeah.
it out.
Never. Yeah.
Show me how to
Never.
Yeah, fill that bazooka up and hand them to them.
hmm
See how they do. Yeah. Oh, that's like 15 pounds. Oh wow.
Yeah. Yeah. That's full of that box of mud. And people are like, oh,
Yeah.
this is fucking heavy. Yeah.
Then do it for 8 hours.
Yeah.
Your shoulder will be screaming at the end of the day.
hmm
Yeah. I try and like do things in such a way that I can give my shoulder a fucking rest sometimes. Like I'll just do verticals, and then I'll
Yeah.
come back for the tops and just be like, this is fucking nuts. Like
Oh.
again, that's my hat tips to you guys because you just fucking blast through it, eh?
Oh, in that house, I had to, for 10-foot angles, I had to get up on my like 9-foot stilts. And
Yeah,
tape
that's what
Yeah.
I have to do too.
ankles, and then get down, pull all my legs up in one swipe.
Yeah.
And it was
I
such a
usually
pain in the
I
ass.
get I do like the
Jesus.
top 4 feet on the stilts, like on the
I've thought
vertical
about
angles.
that too. I've done it
and
that
just-
way too.
Yeah,
I've
that way
seen
I can
that.
do the 3-way, and then I can
Mhm.
just tape the bottom and kind of glide into it. Because
Yeah.
I was thinking about that, because that one I just did was 10 foot. I'm like, how the hell am I gonna do this? I thought about just doing the tops and jumping down. Like, I don't want to fuck around like that. It ended up working out. I had a couple spots where the tape, overlapped, where I had to kind of doll it up, but
Yeah,
it
there's
worked good.
there's sometimes it coats out perfect, and other times you just gotta touch it up just a little bit where you
Yeah.
overlap it.
I thought about getting, because Tape Tech has that extension for the bazooka. I'm like, well, it's a 12-inch extension. I can tape 9 foot off the floor, so maybe I could tape 10 foot off the floor with that. But
And you're just on
It's
your
like-
tippy toes to cut it.
yeah, it's
That's fucking mint.
But
Dude,
it's
that North Star bazooka looks like something else, like where you
Yeah.
can buy the extra long
yeah, you
tubes,
can get
like,
custom length tubes.
yeah.
That's a nice setup.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to go towards that. It's
I'd
hard
love
to-
to run a North Star bazooka one day. Like, I just want to see the difference.
just to try it. Yeah,
Yeah, 'cause
that's
I
the
mean,
hard
I'm-
thing about these is you can't just like go try one. You have to buy it.
Oh, yeah,
Mhm.
and nobody's gonna let you fucking play with it either. Like it's not
Right.
a toy, right? You
Yeah.
gotta kind of pay to
Ferrari
play.
of drywall tools.
Yeah,
Exactly. Yeah.
yeah. Luckily, like they're all pretty good, so whatever you buy, you're gonna get a decent tool. But
Mhm.
you can't go try a Ferrari.
No, you can't
You
test
know.
drive somebody's Lambo.
Yeah.
But no, I've bought level 5 and I've bought Columbia, and like that, there's no noticeable difference between the two. Like,
Yeah,
what
definitely.
you pay for. So I'm
Definitely.
curious what that extra little bit would get you with the North Star.
Yeah,
Well,
absolutely.
but it's built totally different. It looks like that
is,
whole
like,
fucking mechanism comes right off of the top. Like
Oh,
it,
yeah.
you know what I mean? That's the kind of stuff that I look at with that
Yeah.
is like this is made to fucking clean every day. Like,
Yeah.
and, it's that kind of stuff. Functionally, like as I looked at one of their box handles, and it's quite a bit different if you're looking at a regular handle to a North Star handle. Like
Yeah.
there's some fucking time put into that stuff.
Aren't there the brakes on their handles are like it goes by pressure? It's
Mhm.
not like just an on off. It's like a gradual thing. I didn't even know that until I think Brad posted a video about it the other day. I'm like, what? I'm gonna start looking into this. I'm running an old level 5 pole that's probably one of the first ones that they put out. It is clunky and ready to let go, but it still
Yeah.
works. And just praying it holds up. I should probably go buy another one though.
Well, the other part of that is you might get into a fucking brand new one, and that seems clunky now because you're so used to like
Right.
like putting on a
Your old
fucking
one.
worked in
Yeah.
pair of boots or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah, definitely.
Well, that's funny shit. Very good. This was a fucking excellent podcast. I'm having so much fun.
It's good time, man.
Your packets, you doing did you cut all the foam and do that insert shit?
No, I just throw my shit in there, and I like I have like the medium size one that I put my boxes in, and I just
Yeah.
orient them so none of the blades are touching anything like that. And I've gotten into the habit of when I'm done with my 10-inch box, blast it off with a pressure washer, like I was saying, just right into a bucket, and then it goes right in the pack out and stays there.
Yeah.
And then like the angle heads and the rollers, as soon as I'm done, same thing, blast them right off, put them right in. They have a specific spot. It's just so much easier that way. And then at the end of the job, I can just stack them up, roll them out to my truck.
Yep.
I don't have to guess where all my stuff is. I'm not as tidy with my knives
Mhm.
and trowels because I'm constantly grabbing one or the other. So I just like kind of throw them in the top and then just, they're at least in one container. They're not organized, but that's probably why I ruin knives for the most part. They just rock around.
I've got the most white trash pack out. I've got a 15
I wanted to hear it. Yeah.
that I've been putting all of my, like, I can fit 2 12-inch flat boxes, my 2 10-inch boxes, my angle box, like just perfect in this 15-gallon bucket to where I can get the lid on.
Oh,
You
nice.
never know the tools were in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you wouldn't
That's
think
perfect.
there's like $2,000 worth of drywall tools
Yeah.
inside there covered in mud.
Yeah. Well, like, and that's the thing too. Most people would pop the lid and be like, "What the hell is that?" And they just put the lid
I
back
know.
on.
Yeah.
That's the best part.
Nobody knows the worth of them.
Yeah.
Well, you were saying that when the fucking guy found all of yours.
Oh, I
just like-
know. That was so dumb. That was my own dumb fault.
Guy's got fucking 10 grand in his hand, has no idea.
He's like, I didn't even know what a tape tech was.
Yeah. Well,
Like,
thank
well, you
good.
found out. Yeah. Thanks for holding on to him for me. I just got lucky that it was so cold they like froze together and didn't come out of the bucket.
Yeah,
Like the
came
whole
out
thing
just-
just like slapped on the ground and he came right behind me and grabbed it. Thank God.
Wow.
Unfortunately, I had overnighted a set of boxes
Yeah.
because they were all gone. So now we had a second set. I won't go with power assist again though. Those are extremely heavy.
Yeah, I bought one of them. I bought a 12-inch power assist and
Yeah.
used it one time. Did not care for it.
It is obnoxiously
It just
heavy.
puts too much mud on.
Yeah.
It's heavy.
Yeah, I have to run the
I
mud
even tried to
thicker, and
take yeah.
I take one spring off too, and it's
Yeah, I
like
tried taking both springs off and just running this regular flat box, and you
Yeah.
can't. Like,
no,
doesn't-
It's not built like that, eh?
the only thing they're good for is stand-ups, honestly.
yeah.
I mean, or
Because
like
you're
I like
way
the
up top and then
well,
as
you
you're-
just get that extra push on it. So
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
like you
not-
were saying, I really want to try that Hellbent handle from Columbia with the
yeah,
angled flat box handle. I think that would be key.
that would be perfect. Yeah, I mean, I don't know that that extra weight adds up so much over the course of a day. I mean,
Mhm.
considerably more than just a standard flat box. I didn't even realize it until I had grabbed. I have a level 5 10-inch, and I just happened to have it with me one day, and I grabbed that in my Power Assist 10. It's a fat box, but holy cow, I couldn't believe the amount of weight that thing had. I didn't even wasn't really paying attention to it, but my shoulders could feel it.
yeah.
And same thing you said, Cam, is they do put way more mud on. So I find myself like running my mud so much thicker to keep it from like pushing out. And
Mhm.
you know, it is a pain, and they work great. It's not like they're not good boxes, but
They have a purpose, and if you took
They
the time
do.
to learn it, I'm sure that you could get good with it. But it was
Yeah.
just another like I know how to run a flat box. I'm not gonna take the time to
right.
learn how to run the another
Yeah,
one.
definitely. Yeah, I find now that I've been running them for so long. Well, I say so long, like a year and a half, or probably a year. Real light touch is what it actually seems to do it. As soon as you hit and the wheels, unlock, you just real light, and that seems to be the key with that thing. As soon as you start to lean into it, it's like just dumping mud.
Mm-hmm.
So,
When Eugene talked to the first time that I was going to buy drywall tools, I called Eugene at CSR and I talked to him about them. And he was like, you are somewhat out of control with those. Like it when it starts, it's fucking started.
yeah,
right?
it's just going.
Yeah. And that's why I never looked into it. It just,
Yeah.
I knew that I was going to need as much control as possible. And
Yeah.
I never even.
And you're not
fucking-
gonna have any problem pushing a box shot.
No, yeah, you could crush
Yeah.
that thing if you wanted
I
to.
fucking I put my shit a little bit thicker, to be honest. Like I do that
I
on
do too.
purpose.
Lean into
Yeah.
it. Like I don't mind putting a little bit more.
No,
Yeah.
Like
I'd rather not have enough mud on and have to go back over it than
100%.
making a mess.
Hmm.
Yeah, but you're right. They kind of have like a mind of their own. Like when you're
Yeah,
trying
just-
to take off from a corner on a wall, you don't get Christmas trees. You get like globs, and it's like
Yeah.
it's a pain. It really like sometimes you get in the flow and it doesn't happen. But when you're like paying attention, it seems like you just make a mess. But I never had that issue with just a regular flat box.
So if you were
I'm-
going to get like hyper specific, you could use it for tops of whatever.
I would use
and
it for
hit-
ceilings all day long. They're great on ceilings. They
Okay.
really are. But I don't think they are any more there's no advantage in my
Mhm.
opinion unless you're just doing stand-ups all the time. I don't see the purpose in having an assisted box.
Yeah.
And I can only say that after running these for a year. I don't get anything out of having that
I
push
felt
power.
like maybe doing your second coat, first coat, whatever you want to call it. Your first coat on your
First
bead.
skim.
After your bead set, your
Yeah.
first coat with the power assist box, I thought would be nice.
Yeah, because you're
Um,
putting a little more mud on,
Yeah.
and you have that extra power to put it on.
Mm-hmm.
I could definitely, yeah. That now that you say that, when I do my 10-inch coat on my bead after doing my easy sand, that extra push is a big. It makes it a lot easier to run the corner bead. You don't really have to lean into it once, again, once it unlocks, it kind of just does its own thing. You just give it a little push, but just glide it down the bead and it
You're
does
just
its
guiding
job.
it at that point.
Yeah. Like I usually just go over it twice to make sure I don't have a ton of fish eyes, but aside from that, that's actually another. I mean, it's basically a stand-up seam. It's just a corner bead, but yeah, they work great for that. Definitely.
Okay, we got 4 minutes left. You guys got any shout outs you want to do? Anything you want to let my mom and the other 3 people that watch this?
Hey, my mom's probably gonna watch this too.
Hey man, see?
Shout out to my wife
There you go.
for letting me not making me get up with kids, because I already heard her cry once.
Oh,
Oh, it's fun, man. Thanks for having me.
Shout out to Columbia Tools for always being awesome and hooking me up with tools.
Yeah, you guys
Shout out to
hooked up.
Nick at Fresco Harmony for always hooking me up. Corey at Tech Dry Tools, he's another one. All solid people, always giving and never asking, anything of it.
Yeah, that's
Just
cool.
solid people. So shout out to all of them.
Yeah, if we're doing that, I'll do shout out to CSR. They're big up here, man. We couldn't do without them. So.
Yeah, I ordered through CSR too.
Yeah, that's sick.
I've
Isn't
never done
fucking
that,
wild?
but I don't know why I've never ordered through them. I just assumed
Oh,
that
dude,
they
for the
didn't
longest
ship
time, I thought
international.
that I was like getting a steal because their prices would be like $100 cheaper than what America, like going through all wall.
Yeah,
Like eventually I feel like they caught on. I don't know. It may have just been me.
yeah.
But the whole Canadian to the US exchange ratio, dude, I felt like I was banking on tools there for like the first couple years.
Yeah.
My poor fucking country. Yeah, okay.
Taking advantage of the exchange rate.
All right, well, that was a blast, guys. I'd fucking love to do that again.
Yeah, anytime, man.
Yeah, man, it was awesome.
That's wicked.
Nice meeting you, Cam.
Nice meeting you too, man.
This was fun.
For sure.
Okay, everybody, be humble, treat everyone the same, and do your fucking job.